It worked in the end. Sorry about that, peeps. If you were panicking. It's just gone 9 o'clock on a Saturday in Old Blighty. We are live at last. So that must mean it's another The War Room.
I thought it was me.
We got there in the end. I hope you're all doing well out there. As you can see, we've got the one and only Hermanator here to join our merry crew today because Nate's away with some family business. So hope he's having a great time. Hope you're all doing well. I'll get up the old chatty poos. I can show it on here if we want. There we go. Oh, new comments. There we go. Can you see that? Yeah,
look at that.
It does have some cool things, but in other ways, it's a bit. But there you go. What do you expect for nothing? Hope you're all doing well. Herman, thanks for joining us. How are you, my friend?
Very well, thank you. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Yep. No, we're honored, sir. We're honored.
Sorry, Nate couldn't make it. I hope he's having a good time.
Yeah, I think it's parental duties and things, and going off to see mum and dad and all that. So
awesome. I will try to fill his role admirably.
Yes, you will. You will. You will. Jester,
he'll be all right. Yeah,
we were talking in the green room, and you're not a happy bunny, are you?
I am not a happy bunny today, and I'm not going to get into too much details because the show isn't about me. But I spent the night in the hospital, as you can see. So if I have to excuse myself sometime during the show, we just have to deal with it. So
we'll deal with it. Don't you worry. All I can say is, everybody, lock and load.
I'm here. And I'm drinking water. That's the other important thing. Make sure you drink lots of water. The older you get, the more important it is.
I appreciate you struggling through and making it. I certainly would have understood if you couldn't have made it.
Well, it's for king and country.
Miss this unless I'm in the death. I'm on my deathbed. So,
right. So there's now me. I mean, what have you been up to, Jester? You're playing some more, whatever it's called.
Been playing a lot of Warframe. Just basically sucks every living moment of my life away from me. And before I know it, I come home from work and I say to myself, I'm going to do some things today. And I get on log on to do my Warframe dailies. And before you know it, it's midnight and I got to go to bed. And I'm like, wait a minute. I just got home. Where did the last 8 hours go? Because that's not fair.
That is the evil of those PC games. They do suck you in. You lose time real fast.
And the thing is, you only get it's like playing a war game for 8 hours and making one move. It's like I made one move. I have like one extra thing that I didn't have in the last 8 hours, and now I got to do it all over again. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. Forgive my ignorance, but can you just tell me? So, is Warframe like a BattleTech type thing, or?
It is a first-person shooter in a sci-fi setting where you're playing just a regular human, but with like special abilities. Yeah, but it's not like a mech warrior type thing. No.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. I thought maybe Warframe referred to a frame around you or something like
that. It does, because you have an operator inside it. So you're technically the person inside, and your Warframe is your essence that you take over for that mission. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I can see getting hooked into that. So it's kind of an RPG / action.
Yeah, tons of different characters, tons of different powers. You know how much I love that stuff.
Oh, I know you do.
That's why I love Plum Island Horror, because it's got tons of characters, tons of special abilities, tons of powers. I love all that stuff.
Where do you see what's in the expansion?
Oh boy. Boy.
Yeah, waiting with that. Yes, waiting for that.
Yeah, so I was in the hospital, getting blood work drawn. I'm better now, but unfortunately, I'm on some pretty strong meds, and so, we'll see. Ruff, what have you been up to this week? What did you get done?
I actually got done. I had to do an unboxing for Form Square Games, which is a Napoleonic British company. Chap called Andrew popped their new game into my hot hands at PunchCon, and I said, look, I can do an unboxing for you because I'm up to here with, you know what it's like. I got that done for him, so I hope he's pleased with that. A little unboxing. Who knows, might play it. It's very different looking Napoleonic game. With area, it's an area map, but it's it's quite a gaudy. Gaudy's not the right. See, I've got his first one here, which was his an empire, and it's a very that's the map. It's a very weird looking, unusual looking map.
What are those things on the right there on the circle? Yeah, what is that?
Like a victory track and the commander track as well. So yeah, it's quite an unusual system. So I've done that. Nearly finished the third and final part of In the Shadows, about the French Resistance. 43, 44, and then I've got a few more unboxings to do, and then I made my next game was going to be Glorious Chance, but Tony's just finished doing a playthrough with Gina.
Holy crap!
Yeah. So I thought let that go down a bit, and I'll probably play the Brits because everybody plays the Americans in that 1812 thing. But I'll probably do Cruel Necessity, which is an English Civil War game, next up. Sort of what do they call it when they're coming towards you?
It's Siege.
States of Siege by Worthington.
Yeah,
really
John Welsh. He did that when I was at VPG. He designed the original version of that.
Yeah.
And it was very popular back then too. And that's a Worthington, right?
Yes, it's now been redone by Worthington, and it's evidently
they did a nice job.
Very, very hard to do.
Mm-hmm.
So that's next on the list. It's one of my 10 games to play as well. So,
how are you coming in your 10-game challenge this year, Herman?
10 designs challenge.
Yeah, you got a bunch of stuff, and let's first say you just released The Rock of Chickamauga.
And coincidentally enough,
so many people are so excited about that game.
Yeah, I know it's got such a buzz.
Just about an hour ago, I got my designer copy.
Blue Panther in the house. How you doing?
Here's the weird thing. So I'm supposed to get 5, right? That's the deal. You get 5 designer copies. I got that big box. There's only 2 copies in there. They have to send it in 3 boxes because it's too heavy to send.
So heavy to send. Oh God. That's crazy. Well, it looks like an awesome game. I've heard nothing but great things about it.
It's got a great sort of vibe on the interweb. And I tell you what, we're getting in, it must be you, Herman. We're getting in people we've never seen before. It's great.
Oh, thank you.
Welcome to the family.
And I want to thank Hexy, Jeff Fry, and Kev Sharp for doing. They're doing a lot of playthrough videos, and it's been very entertaining. Kev asked me some questions on on Facebook, and I answered a couple of rules things, but he seems to be really enjoying it. Yes, it is a big. So in case people don't know,
that's damn Tim. Sorry, he's changed his name. I don't blame you, Tim. They were starting to catch up to you.
So on the back of one of the 2 maps is what we call a middle map, and that is a 1 map board where you can play most of the scenarios on this 1 map board. So what happens is, because when we set up the maps, it was a north and a south of Chickamauga, right? Most of the action occurs on the seam of the 2 maps. So Mark and I was like, Mark, I can't ask people to play every single scenario on both maps. There's no options, So this one day, it just dawned on me. I was like, well, I asked Mark, I said, can we print something on the back of one of these maps? So then we just carved out the middle of the map, stuck it on the back of the one, and you can play like 9 scenarios just using the back of the one.
Nice.
So that solves the problem of the map room,
Yes.
But I appreciate everybody's kind comments about Chickamauga. It's there are a little bit of errata in there. There's a couple of counters.
No!
What? Are you kidding me? No way!
From Herman.
Sorry,
man, if you're standing.
I know.
All right, return the copies. Everyone return them. That's it.
Thankfully, nothing critical so far.
Oh, I tell you what. Yes, I've just ordered. Yeah, I've just ordered mine, Koyi. I ordered it. Yeah, I didn't realize it got it in, so I've just ordered the 3rd volume of Arnhem. So hopefully that'll turn up next week. Brilliant! I can't wait.
Yeah,
mean,
I
have
was
you ever
looking at
played
that game. I
Combat?
haven't played Combat yet, but the Arnhem
I was just
situation looks
asking
interesting.
if you were ever played that game, because I think that might be up your alley, Herman.
I'm really not into tactical games.
It is. It's one man per country.
No, I know it's
isn't it?
one man.
Yeah.
How does is the AI easy to use, or
Yes, it's
is?
evil. It's like it's got a spirit of evil in it. It knows what you're doing.
All good AIs do.
Yeah, but it's a good AI. And Mark, so I did reply the email about you coming over in to London next month. I don't know if you got the email. Let me know. If not, I'll send it again. Just let me know. But good to see you, my friend. Yeah, that's bonkers. That is Red Strike.
Yeah, that's a big game right there.
Yeah. Yes.
But yes, anyway, thank you everybody for the support of Rocket Chickamauga. It's done very well, and of course, everybody's asking me what the next game is going to be, and it will be Antietam.
Oh, right.
Oh, you've already.
Oh, thank you, Mark.
There you go. See, even the other legend that sounds a bit like you, and people get confused between you two.
I know. I'm just going to say,
Herman.
Confuse this all the time.
Herman.
Mark's got one N on Herman. I got 2 N's. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Both your names have got the 2 N's in them, haven't they? So that's the way. But yeah. I'm just trying to work through the chat so I don't upset people. But yeah, if you've got any questions, there's no set subject tonight because we've got the Herminator on, and I dare say you've got tons of questions you want to ask him about upcoming games, maybe about old games. I've got a couple of questions as well. So yeah, we'll keep them coming. We can if
I got a question about the Rock of Chickamauga that maybe Herman, knowing his inside information on the game, being the designer and all. Which scenario would you say is the best scenario for somebody trying to get into the game that hasn't played the previous editions? Like, which scenario would you say, oh, play this one because it's going to show you the most on how to play the game, and it's the most balanced and it's the most fun? Which scenario would you recommend?
Boy, oh boy. Usually I'll usually say the first scenario only because that has the fewest units on it. Actually, it's the only one that occurs on September 18th because it's the cavalry, Minty's cavalry and Wilder's cavalry holding back the Confederates as they try to cross Chickamauga Creek. So I would suggest that as the fewest moving pieces, and I'll give you a quick insight. It's funny because Kev asked me on Facebook, he goes, which scenario is the best to start with, but that's chunky enough. So he's been playing Old MacDonald Has a Farm. So there's a farm, there's the MacDonald farm on the north flank of the Union lines, and the Confederates launched attack around the right flank, and so that's the one he's been playing. Most of the scenarios are structured to be playable. They're within a confined area, and I got to be honest with you, and I'm sure Mark can attest to this too. Is Chickamauga? I'm sure he knows a lot about Chickamauga. It's a tough battle to chop down into scenario pieces. Mm-hmm. It was this wild meeting engagement with all sorts of stuff happening. So getting it chopped down to playable scenarios was probably one of the biggest challenges I had.
Okay.
Oh, also, you've got this one. Where are we?
Yeah, actually, it's going out. What's today? Today's the 9th. This Monday, I believe it's shipping.
Crikey, there's no stopping you, is there?
Oh, please don't quote me on that in case it's not.
That's why they call you the
yes,
Herminator.
It's fine. So, as many people know, this game has been. I looked the other day. It's been on Board Game Geek for 8 years.
Flapping heck, right?
Yeah, 8 years. So obviously, I've been working on it longer than that. Yes, I did bring up the E word.
Yeah, he did. They're terrible. Oh, look, he's got it. Look. See what you do to us, Herman. You
I know. Some people can't help themselves. What can
Mark's
I say?
just as bad.
but yeah, I'm so happy to see Dunkirk finally coming out. Like I said, it's been 8 years. It's gone through a few development processes. It's a different type of game. It's not such a straightforward war game. It's an evacuation game with war as part of the story. And as I said elsewhere, it's actually the game that inspired me to do Plum Island Horror because of the situation that it was. The fun of trying to get people to safety, making that a game system, and just a different decision pattern as far as a straight war game trying to kill the enemy, where you're actually trying to evacuate and hold back the enemy. So
Right.
I'm really looking forward to it. And I have to thank Don.
It's like a States of Siege type vibe to it, sort of. Well, you're trying to hold back the enemy while you get. I can't wait. I can't wait, Herman, for that. I can't wait.
The Germans are coming down various tracks and areas towards the beaches, and you're holding them back. And right
to get the people off. Yeah, sounds.
And great. I have to send a shout out to Don Herndon he was the developer in the latter stages, and he really helped a lot. He really got it nice and spicy at the end there. So I think people will like it. I hope so. Legion did a great job with it. I mean, it looks great.
Well, I love all my Legion games. Absolutely love them. I think they're a way underrated company. I think a lot of people should look into Legion games. I think they do a great job. A lot of content in the box. Oh my God, there's a lot of content in the boxes.
Yeah.
So,
and for you, Herman, while you're thinking as well.
Thank you.
Did I see Wharf Rat Games? Was that Wharf Rat Games that was popped on earlier, or was that somebody else?
I think Steve from Blue Panther was on.
Blue Panther's
here. Oh, it was Blue Panther. Yeah. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, we'll talk about what I'm working on for them in a minute. Yes, Dave, that is true. Actually, I was working on it earlier today.
Oh.
So, well, what happened was I contacted, Blind Swords, ACW Blind Swords, I think is up to number 12 or 13 now, something like that. And I told Roger a while ago, I said, look, I'm kind of done doing ACW Blind Swords games, and thankfully so many great designers have stepped in and kept the series going. So I just told them, I said, I really like to change eras. So I suggested doing a Napoleonic version of Blind Swords. And so I'm working on that right now. And I'm starting with Leipzig for a couple of reasons. One is my mother was born in Leipzig, and she lived right next to the battlefield. And so to honor her, she passed away 3 years ago. And also I said to Roger, I said, well, if this system can work for the largest battle in Napoleonic Wars, then it'll work for any of them. So I'm going all in. It's one of my favorite battles. It's one of my favorite games was the Clash of Arms games, Napoleon at Leipzig. I used to teach that to a lot of people. Yeah, that was a Rick Barber map too back then too.
Yeah, I love his stuff.
Are you ever gonna slow down a little bit?
It's funny because I was asking Mark. I said, I got to do something different with Black Swan, right? So I've floated the idea of doing Saratoga, right? Something American Revolution, but it's got to be obviously a fairly big battle, right? Because of the scale of Black Swan. But even in that case, it's still a small battle compared to the other battles that have been covered by Black Swan. So I was kidding around Mark. I said, well, we can make it the same size, but the hexes would be this big. The counters would be that big,
Yeah.
I know people would like that actually.
Great if you were doing American Revolution games, because that's one of my things. Me and Tony are playing one at the moment, playing the battle.
Yeah, the only thing like for what the intent of Black Swan is, I think Saratoga is probably the only battle I could get away with it. Otherwise, it would have to be. I know, like for Tattered Flags, which is a tactical, much more tactical game. We've done the Whirlpool. We're going to do the Cornfield at Antietam. But I also want to do Guilford Courthouse and Cowpens in Tattered Flags, right? Because you're only talking about a few regiments per side. Nice and tight, and I figured that the American Revolution would be kind of interesting at that scale.
Yeah. Another thing that one of your early trios of games is now being bundled up into one big
Yep.
thing.
Ta-da!
Yeah,
I got my prototype copy.
get that. They're great
Yeah.
fun. They are daft. They are fun.
For
I
sure.
need,
That-
I need to find, mine are all print and play from the war. Is it the war game or war, whatever it is, the way you print and play stuff that Tiny Battle
Well,
has.
War Game Vault, right?
Yes, yeah. Mine are all print and play, and of course, American paper and British paper sizes are different. So I'm gonna have to get that. I'm gonna have to get the 3.
I might have told this story before, but really quickly, that whole series started on a dare
Yes.
Yeah,
by our friend from the gaming gang. He dared me if he goes, because he was talking about the chaos in Dawn of the Zeds, and he dared me to make a game that was just 100% chaos. I go, I could do that. So I came up with Invaders from Dimension X, where the aliens basically randomly do stuff.
they just appear out of nowhere, and
yes,
silly.
they'll zap all over
Fantastic.
the place. And
Yeah.
I came up with an excuse. That's what I love about science fiction is you can make up an excuse for anything. So you come up with the mechanic first.
Yeah.
You go, oh, it would be really cool if they just appear. And then you have to come up with a reason, right? So the reason was whatever dimension they come from, physics doesn't work the same way. So they don't think about it the same
Or
way.
things that seem improbable now,
Right.
Like Star Trek communicators. We've got them now.
Right.
They're called mobiles, or cell phones, But then,
Mhm.
so yeah, you can do what you like. Do what you
Right.
like. So fantastic. So I recommend that. They are really good games.
It's interesting. I'm not that interested in strategic ACW because I feel like it's just there's no point to it. I
I get what you're saying. There's no, you can't
Yeah.
smell the battlefield. You can't smell the
I
gunpowder.
can't smell the battlefield, but I also feel like there's no way the Confederacy is going to pull this off.
Yeah.
Right. So as the
How-
Confederate
how
player,
are they
what do you
gonna-
do,
yeah.
right?
Like you can't change the numbers. Like
Well, and you
Yeah.
can't change
amount
the
of-
stranglehold. The naval
And
stranglehold.
supplies,
and-
yeah.
yeah. I mean, unless Britain and France get involved, I mean, there's really very little you can do.
Don't talk to us about the French. Jeez.
That would have been a great what if.
Don't ask the British if they want to join a fight. Of
Well, we
course they
used to
do.
love a fight. We used to love a good punch up. Good grief.
By the way, speaking of good productions, so this came out also, the 12th Battle. That's Hexasim. That's the Caporetto campaign. That's a solitaire game. But boy, oh boy, Hexasim, the production on this thing.
There's some great companies, VUCA, Hexasim,
Yeah.
and they all tend to
I've
be
never
over
worked
this
with
side.
Hexasim
They all tend to be
before,
over this side of the
and-
pond, don't they, Herman? All tend to be
Yes.
over this side.
I'm going to get you a Dunkirk game, by the way.
I know.
So-
Thank you so much. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, because that was.
I think
'cause
we
of the
can do
story.
it through Second Chance, right?
Yeah. If second chance, get
Yeah.
it. Don't not second chance. You got me talking like you guys now. Second chance. Thank you. We flatten our
Chance.
vowels over here.
Second
Thank
chance.
you. Second chance. Yes. But yes, that would be wonderful. That would be straight on the table.
Yep.
Um,
That was
Now,
the first time
I
I worked
know
with
that you-
Hexasim, and they were really great to work with.
yeah, and the bigger counters do help us old farts.
Absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm all
absolutely.
for that.
Yeah. Are you ever gonna slow down and like smell the roses, Herman? And like, you got like 6 games coming out. You're working on probably on 4 or 5 more.
What is the missus
Are
thing?
you ever gonna
Well,
just
yeah.
hey, I'm gonna limit myself just because I don't want to just burn out? There is burnout.
So, and I'm sure Mark and Mike feel the same way, but like I always like there's always those weeks where I go, all right, that's it. I can't take this anymore. And there's in the design process, you hit different highs and lows, right? So when you start the project, you're very excited. Then you get to the drudgery of making it work. Then you get excited when it gets accepted to be published and you actually it comes out. Then you get depressed when all the questions start rolling in and geez, Herm, that looks like there's extra cards in here, and I have to go look. And by the time I get those questions, I last played the game 3 years ago, right?
Right.
So I have to go back and look myself.
Yep.
So I go through a lot of those highs and lows. Proofreading is the lowest of the low.
Oh, I bet it. Yeah, it's for me. It's video editing. That's you have
Yeah.
to do it. You have to do it, but it takes an age, and it's the most boring thing to do because you videoed the game and had fun and had a laugh, and all. Now you've got to do the, like you say, proofreading of the video. You've got to go through it and.
So this is, I know a lot of people say, well, why do you publish with so many different publishers? Why do you do so many different variations of Blind Swords? Why do you have so many different solitaire systems? And part of it is because, after my third Blind Sword ACW game, it's like, I need something else to inspire me, right? I need to.
You need to cleanse the palate, so to speak.
That's a good way to put it, and try something different, right? And that's why I want to eventually do a Black Swan game that's not an ACW game, because to answer your question, I don't want to get into that drudgery of, oh God, here's my 5th or 6th Civil War game. This is really getting to be, busy work, and I'm not that excited about it. So I like to invent a new system and then play with that for a while, and that gets me reinvigorated into doing stuff. And as we discussed before we got on, I'm going to talk about, I'm trying to even find new subject matters to get excited about now, which is really hard in history to find things that haven't been covered already.
As they, I don't like, some people call them the peanut gallery. I call them our family in the chat there. Yeah, they may have some ideas.
Yeah, they're really zooming along here. I can't keep up with it.
No, I know.
It's
that they're all the 3 games in that box. The Dimension X.
No, so there's nothing new.
That's right.
So what happens is, so I took 2 scenarios from Marshall Dragoo, I believe his last name is. He posted 2 fan scenarios on Board Game Geek, and I just, cleaned them up a little bit, edited them a little bit, and we got his permission to put them in the box. And then I did one scenario for Yeah Magazine that we threw in the box as well with the counters. So that's in the box.
Right. So there's a little bit extra in there if you
and
want.
What I did is I culled through the BGG pages on all 3 games and took out FAQs and clarifications and errata, and I stuck them on. So there's a page for each of the 3 games that are a collection of those. But there's nothing brand new. It's all available.
Little extra bits and pieces,
it's just kind of reorganized and compiled into one.
Reorganized, put together in a more condensed, organized fashion for people.
Yeah, it's in a box and everything. Wonderful. Here, Ian says.
I like the way you think, Ian.
Yeah, they're bonkers. Our chat's bonkers. We love them.
Absolutely. Our chat's the best.
Yeah.
Our chat is the best. And it's nice because, even, Herman comes on every once in a while and says a few things and says hi to everyone. And so, not everyone gets to stay and watch the whole show, but at least we get to see them. We recognize people's names. We get to recognize their face.
My big thing is on Saturdays, we normally go out to an early dinner. So I'm usually on only from 4 to 4:30 or something. And then we're going out, so.
We appreciate you taking the time for us today and making.
I appreciate you.
Hold on, there's
being in the hospital last night and being here. So,
Marcus asked, look.
Well, that is an excellent point. So, you're talking more about more political end of it. Yes. So, maybe I should try it. He's right. Maybe I should try some. It's just a personal thing. Maybe it was a bad experience from previous games I've tried. Back in the old days, and I got kind of soured on it. So I should probably try some of the newer designs. But that is a good point. Yep.
They're all going on about big counters because we're all getting on a bit.
Yeah. So, it's interesting. The compliments we've been getting on the Rocket Chickamauga map, that's Jose Fowler doing that, trying to emulate, but not copy, but emulate the style of Rick Barber. And I think he nailed it.
Yeah.
I challenge anybody to look at that map in the what's the other name of the game? Most Fearful Sacrifice.
Most Fearful Sacrifice. Yeah.
And look at those 2 maps and tell me they're not from the same artist.
Yeah. Right? Put them side by side.
I got to tell you, Jose is the greatest guy to work with. All those counters, the uniform details. So again, as I've said many times on this show, I used to do miniatures. So details of uniforms and flags are very important to me. That's why those counters look the way they do. And Jose, with one request, I can say to him, hey, Jose, can you put a Hardy flag on this unit? And boom, it's on there the next day. No problems whatsoever. So I just keep thinking, if he can do that with, you got to see his Napoleonic counters for the Leipzig game I'm doing. They are outstanding. And I'm
I
just
must
keep
admit,
thinking,
Napoleonic counters, if done right, they look beautiful, don't
yeah,
they?
and they have to look, to me, they have to do that. That's part of being in the Napoleonics are those uniforms and flags, right?
Yeah.
And his ability to not only do exactly like read my mind as far as like what I'm trying to get out of this thing, but then I'm thinking like, well, what would his work look like on a counter twice the size, right? Or one of the reasons I wanted to do Saratoga is I wanted to see his artwork with British redcoats and militiamen and Continentals and Hessians. Hessians.
I mean, with the GMT BOAR, because we're playing it, and the designer, we've got to know me and Tony because we're doing a playthrough with him on live. They look lovely. There's not a lot of info on them. There's a movement and there's a strength, and that's it. But they've got little figures, and you can see the Hessians and the militia, the Continental militia. They're kneeling down.
I know a lot of people don't like that. They like the NATO symbols, but
no. For me, anyway. Here's a question.
Yep. That's a good question. So, oh God.
Careful how you answer.
Hard and fast rule, but I know that there's certain companies that can only do certain things. And I know there's certain companies that have a customer base that like certain things, right?
Right.
So I couldn't do Invaders from Dimension X or GMT, right? I couldn't do Black Swan with Revolution, which is why Black Swan became Black Swan, is because their footprint for those Blind Swords games is only so big, right? So even Longstreet Attacks, which is the second day at Gettysburg, was at that time, now it's gone bigger since then, but at the time I was doing it, that was the max that he could do for that package size, right? So every company has a different, and sometimes I just like to do, like Hexasim came to me and said, hey, would you like to do a game for us? And, of course, why not? But as far as projects I have in mind, I do try to think about, what have I done for them in the past? What sells well for them? What's their customer base? And what can they physically do with this game? There's not very many companies out there that can do what Flying Pig does.
Right.
I mean, even GMT, I think, would be hard pressed to match that.
Yeah. Every company's kind of have their own niche, and so you got to get the right game to the right company, and
right?
Have
and
it all
you would
line up.
Yeah, and you would think that generally all wargamers kind of cross-pollinate, but they really don't. Well, they don't with certain companies. I remember showing Longstreet Attacks at Origins. We were demoing it, and I said, "Oh," and somebody came up and said, who's publishing this?" And I said, "Revolution Games." And he goes, "Oh, I don't buy games in bags." And that was the end of it.
Yeah, this is it. Yes,
that was the end of it. I mean, it was it.
I get that.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone has a stigma about companies, and
And part of it too, by the way, is when I went into this, I didn't want to be. I mean, I started at VPG, so I was kind of like the VPG guy. That was my company, right? I was part of the corral, right?
Yeah.
And I started I had to wear the shirt, and I had to work the booth and all that. And I was like, man, I don't want to get stuck just doing VPG. I want to design for a lot of different companies. And I also don't want to get stuck with one company, right? And
it's because you get stuck. It's like actors that are in a soap opera for decades. They can't get any more work because they've been
right.
Everybody associates them with that soap opera. Same with designers. If you stay with the same publishing company, you're associated with them all the time.
But for example, I'm sure there's plenty of Hexasim customers that don't know me, and then by doing that one game, that'll cross. I believe in cross-pollination for all the companies too. So if Black Swan does really well, then somebody might go try Blind Swords, right?
Right.
Or
absolutely.
Whatever. Or if they're playing Plum Island Horror and they go, hey, what is the other stuff that this guy does? Oh, war games? What are those? Maybe I'll try one of his simple war games,
Yeah.
Now we've talked about this, and I'm going to get to it in a roundabout way, but you had mentioned maybe designing games that were not war games. Is that going anywhere anymore, or you kind of put that on the back burner?
Baseball.
No, I'm definitely going to be still designing. I love designing non-historical stuff. I mean, I've told you many times, designing a science fiction game is just pure fun. Designing a horror game is pure fun.
Okay, I wasn't sure if I should mention that or not. So
no, that's
my favorite genres. You see, so having a game that's got horror.
As I've always told people, sales of Dawn of the Zeds since I first designed it, if I added up all the war games I designed across all, it's still 3 times more for Dawn.
What is it about zombies? They sell, don't they?
They do. I think there's some inherent fear that the gamers have of zombies, I guess.
It is. They get after your brain. Yeah, look, here's Nordic.
Well, as a designer, doing zombies is an easy AI.
Yeah, but
right,
because they're quite chaotic, aren't they?
They're chaotic. They don't have any strategy. They don't do anything logically.
Charge straight.
They just go forward and want to eat you and kill you, right? Yeah. And that's it. So designing that AI is easy.
Yep. And let's not to be politically correct, but a lot of people won't play a game where you're killing humans.
Yes,
killing zombies. Right. They don't have any problems. Let's go kill zombies.
And let's go kill them. That's why I kind of kiddingly put in Dawn of the Zeds. There's one card that says there's a protest of the people for the ethical treatment of zombies.
Of course, and there would be if zombies.
Right, because obviously in this day and age there would be. Right?
There would be. Yes. Zombie rights. Yeah.
That's right. Nordic makes a good point. I am a huge 7 Years War fan. One of my favorite games is Frederick the Great. By SPI.
But of course, it's that overspill, isn't it? That war across, to your continent and in Europe.
Yeah, right. Technically, probably the First World War, right?
Yeah. So,
and I read Christopher Duffy's book on Frederick the Great a couple of times. He's written a bunch of books about that period of time, and Frederick was just one of those iconic characters of history. He was friends with Voltaire. He was just reading his story about what and he was very lucky too, by the way.
Yeah, no, it's cool.
But yes, I would definitely consider doing a 7 Years War.
There you go, Nordic. Don't ask. I
think I avoided it because there's been a big slate of 7 Years War games that have come out. Well, on a strategic level, there's Friedrich and Maria. And there's a series of 7 Year War battle games that just came out by somebody that are pretty complex, as they tend to be. I can't remember who puts it out. Beautiful counters, though. They're all those uniform platelet type of counters. They're beautiful. Kind of like La Bataille counters with the
sort of uniform
coats and
yeah. Mike always says this, and I think, do you agree? The best and worst day.
It's true.
Is it true?
And Mike and I have said you're afraid that you're going to rip open the shrink. Like, I actually have not yet opened this.
Well, do you remember?
I've had this for a couple of weeks. I haven't opened it yet.
Well, maybe you should hear.
He's as afraid as I am that I'm going to open that thing and see what it 5 copies of a player aid and no copies of all the other stuff.
Do you remember when we had you on live and you were opening Plum Island Horror?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And I could see in your face you're a little bit. Oh, I hope it's all right. It's all there.
Please,
so
for the love of God.
So true.
Have it be right. Have it be right.
Yeah.
Oh God, it is terrifying.
I am trying to catch up with the chat. Oh, by the way, if you haven't done so, it'd help poor old Ruff if you would smash that like button for him. He needs all the help he can get. We've got 70 odd people watching. Brilliant. We love you for that. But smash me like button.
Thank you.
Right.
Well, we hope Nate's having a good time with his family, and hope he, everything works out with them. Sorry that he missed the show.
I just think it's
we're glad to have Herman. And Herman, it wasn't even me that suggested you co-host. I just want you to know this. After the show last week, Nate's like, "Hey, I'm not going to be here." Blah blah blah. And the first thing out of Ruff's mouth was, "Hey, why don't you see if we can get Herman on the show?"
Oh, well, that was nice
I
of
was
you.
like,
Thank you, Ruff.
I'll text him. And find out right away.
You did, yeah.
Ruff and I have known each other basically like 10 years now or something like that.
Well,
I mean, it's
years. But we've never met. But we never met in the flesh.
Never met. We will one day.
One day, that's it. I'm going to come over there. It's on my bucket list to come over and pester everyone over that side of the pond. Which would be.
You want more Blind Swords games?
Yeah.
I'm wondering when they're going to run out. I think there's 3 in the works at least right now.
Oh, look, here.
I have considered that.
Oh, there you go.
I have seriously considered that. Either that or post-apocalyptic.
Nice.
Or zombies.
Well, it's sort of, you could have, it's a bit like, I mean, with Stalker, that I've got, that's got a great sort of AI to move the enemies about, be they mutants or whatever. Basically, as you say, they're trying to come. You make noise, and you have to put a noise token down, and they'll move towards that, and all that sort. So you have to. It's a bit like you have to creep around.
So the noise thing is a nemesis thing too.
Yeah,
right? And zombie side uses that too.
Yeah, it's a great thing.
It is a good thing. Yeah, and again, that's why you like zombies and dumb horror things that you can make noise and attract.
So there's 2. Yeah, if it's a yellow noise token, if you're walking around, you've kicked a can, and somebody goes, "What was that?" So, and then if you shoot someone, everybody's heard it. You put a red. I know exactly where you are. But yeah, so I do like.
Why see Swan Max over there? Mad Swan Max. I just saw it. That's a great name. Yeah. That's a good idea for a name.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mad Swan Max.
Fantasy Black Swan. Take my money now. I agree. Yeah. That would be. I love fantasy. I think fantasy is awesome when it's done right, and they're very popular with a lot of people. You can make a lot of money. I'm just saying, Herman, a lot of money. That yacht is awaiting.
This is the kind of stuff I have to deal with the once you get into the uniform thing. These
you get some nerds. You get some nerds.
Yeah, it's like the guys with the tanks. That's a T-30 485 model 52, not a model 53.
I know. We love them, and if it wasn't for nerds, we wouldn't know so much.
I will make a note of that, Nordic. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Mark and Flying Pig has been killing it with all their.
The
way they've done it.
Denver's running.
And he's also got a nice business nose, getting his daughter to do the videos. Nice bit of, Mark. I love Mark, but
he's very savvy with that too.
He's an ugly so-and-so. So now he's got his lovely looking daughter on. It's going to help. It's going to help the old sales.
Yeah, she's doing a good job.
I'm joking, Mark. If you're watching, I'm joking.
Mark's a great guy. We need to get him back on sometime.
It's a question from Nerdy. How you doing, matey?
Oh, okay. That is a good question.
That is a good question. Yeah.
I would say back in the day, like let's say 8-10 years ago when I started out, I had Fred Manzo and Fred still works with me, but in the earlier days, Fred was the developer. Yep.
No worries. I'm running out as well. Going to see if I can get Cooey.
Yep. So Fred Manzo was the developer. He was my friend. We still play test together. Now companies, I think, have gotten a little bit more careful and
they have a team.
They have in-house developers.
Right.
GMT's got a whole stable of developers, right? Multi-layered managerial levels.
Well, they have designers, because I know Mr. Butter Jelly is also not only a designer but a developer for some of the games. So they have sort of multi-tasks, don't they?
And I'm not sure if Mark gets into any development work with anybody, but I'm sure he could if he wanted to. Yeah. So like if you're with GMT, I get assigned a developer, and the same thing with Hexasim. Not with Flying Pig. It's just, but I have my own team that's been working on the Black Swan games, and Mark just left them intact. That's Steve Pointinger, Claude Whalen, and Fred Manzo. So we basically are the team for the Black Swan stuff.
Yeah, you and Fred go back a ways, don't you? You two. So
Yeah, and he's still my first layer of defense on any game. We throw it out there raw on Tabletop Simulator, and because he's in New York and I'm in Tennessee, and we fight through it, and I'm correcting it as we go. So he's doing a lot of the sausage making part of the design, and then yes, eventually some other developer. But when I present it, like to GMT, so I'm doing a game on Verdun for GMT, which should be on the P500 in September or October. It's called A Hell So Terrible. And, Fred and I played that first, and then I presented to GMT, and they assigned Marco to be the developer along with Jason Carr. And then I work with him, and then, he does some real hardcore development work, like, every sentence, this, and this, that kind of thing. That's and he's played through the game a million times, and he says, well, this could go a little wrong, or maybe we should do this a little differently. And I mean, I love getting input like that. I don't want a developer to just tell me, like, everything's great, it's a perfect game, go ahead,
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Thank you, my darling. Getting some more fizzy for me, more fizzy. She's lovely. I'm punching way above my bloody weight, I tell you. And we do get some wags on this, as it takes brains to design something. Evening.
Yeah, I think fantasy is different than zombies, and I think fantasy would be really good for Black Swan.
Yeah.
Yes. So for Struggle for Zorn, I used a variation of a tracked AI for the Red Blight. So they were monsters, but they were intelligent monsters. So there was an AI card that would make them do something a little bit more intelligent than normal. I think movement-wise, I like using either. So in Zorn, it's areas, but they have arrows. So you can go out. It'll tell you where they can go out as they track down. But there's also spots where they can split, right? So if it's an odd number turn, they go that way. If it's an even number turn, they go that way. You know a little bit about where they're going to go, but still you don't know exactly where they're going to activate or not. Playing with AIs is a lot of fun.
Thank you, Christoph. Thank you. Oh, here, look. There's I know me and Mo are great fans of this series, The Expanse.
Oh, that's in my opinion probably the best sci-fi.
It's great. I got Mrs. Ruff. I said I've watched it twice. I'll watch it a third time if you watch it. And she said no, it's science fiction. She was hooked. By the second
episode, thing with Nancy, she wasn't really that into it, and we watched it, and it was it has all the right elements of everything.
It's got politics, it's got backstabbing, it's got aliens, it's got everything in it.
Totally agree.
And so maybe
there is a game
already, though, isn't there?
There is a game on The Expanse. I don't know. He's saying ship to ship. I'm going to guess that the existing game doesn't have ship to ship combat. I don't know.
I don't know anything about the game. I don't think you can get it anymore unless it's on.
I'm trying to picture it in my head. I think it was more of a strategic look at that world.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I want to try Red Dust Rebellion, because that's sort of like the Marsy thing. I'm not sure how. I've not played it yet, so we'll see how that goes. But again, Christoph, thank you, my friend.
For sure. Good job.
Yeah, so French and Indian War would have to be done tactically for the most part, I think.
Oh, hello.
A lot.
You do a live opening now. There you go.
Of what? Of
the game behind you? Yes, the Hexasim one, I think.
Which one?
What do you mean? Which one?
The Rock or the Hexasim game?
Probably the Hexasim.
I think it's the Hexasim. Yeah.
Do you want me to do that?
If you want to, yeah.
It's up to you.
I don't care.
We don't want to force you. If you feel like now would be a good time, or we can wait later.
That's for me. That's Mike talking to me because I said I want to be a cowboy.
Cowboy. Yeah.
Yeah, I want a cowboy hat.
Ooh, Doctor Who
I
games.
tried for so many years to get into Doctor Who, and I just couldn't do it.
I was as a child, but as soon as I grew up, I lost
I mean,
interest.
that's like a staple in your culture, isn't it?
Well, not
Doctor Who,
anymore.
like,
Not once they've ruined it. That's it. It's gone now. I don't think.
Really?
yeah, it's pretty, yeah, I've seen
it went
some.
super the other way, if you know what
Yeah,
I mean.
yeah, I know what you mean.
And super the other way. Even when they brought the old writer back, everybody was going, "Oh, great! It's going to get back to what it was." No.
No, that's a bummer.
It is. Yeah, it's gone. You know, it's like Star Trek. It's like Doctor Who. You know.
Never go back.
Just see if there's any other. Oh, Mark says, yeah. Well, there we go.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry,
Yeah,
I'm late
yeah.
here. It's just interesting, and there's lots of chat and everything. Yeah, it's great. It's great. So,
As Mark knows, the job of a developer is totally different than the job of a designer.
I think you're like the anti designer, aren't you? You're going to pick it to pieces.
Yep.
You're not the designer's best friend in that.
Oh no, and this is why I use Fred all the time, because he's a great devil's advocate. You know, he will try to break the game almost immediately.
Yeah, and that's what you need to do, isn't it? I suppose. Yeah, we've got 70 people.
Okay.
It's not too bad.
Well, I don't want to interrupt your flow. So don't you do a history of the day thing?
If you
British history, yes.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I used to love it as a kid, Doctor Who.
Yeah.
But there we go. I'll tell you
We
what.
did that at 5.
I remember the guy. Who was the guy with the curly hair?
That was
Back in the 70s or something,
with the big scarf.
Yes. Who's that?
Tom Baker. Thank you, darling.
I remember him.
Yeah, Tom Baker.
Yeah,
and of course,
the only one that
Tennant,
I
I
ever
remember
watched.
too.
Yeah.
He was good. He was good. All right, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll take a break and then maybe do your unboxing afterwards. We'll do our bits if you like.
Okay.
And I think
I have a mini bit.
You've got a Nate.
To fill in Nathan's spot if you want.
You've got a Nate's notes for us, haven't you? So
I do.
I'll tell you what, I'll get mine out of the way, as they like to call it British history. But I'm sorry, as I keep saying, Herman, we got pubs older than your country, you know. So
Okay. I get it.
No, I'm being fun. I'm being silly. But there we go. Right. So we've got 9th of August. Go right back, 48 BC. Caesar's civil war. The Battle of Pharsalus. Julius Caesar decisively defeats Pompey at Pharsalus, and Pompey flees to Egypt. And you can replay the wonder of that game. And he's in the chat as well, because it's in this one.
Nice.
Which has got all the everything in it. It's got the Gallic Wars, Civil Wars, and conquest of our country. We must get that reparation sorted out for when we were 300 years a slave. Anyway, 1796, Horatio Nelson captured from the French the island of Elba, to which Napoleon Bonaparte was later exiled. So when I first read that, I thought, Horatio Nelson captured. He was never captured. No, it's the way I read it. 1814, we've been talking about these American Indian Wars. The Creek signed the Treaty of Fort Jackson, giving up huge parts of Alabama and Georgia. And then into the American Civil War, 1862, the Battle of Cedar Mountain. Now, I'm not sure if that comes in one of the AC. Is it one of yours, Herman? Have you got?
Yeah, first Blind Swords game.
There we go. I knew I recognized it.
Stonewall Sword. Yep.
At Cedar Mountain, Virginia, Confederate General Stonewall Jackson narrowly defeats Union forces under General John Pope. And again, back with the American Indian Wars. These went on forever. These went on in the 17th century, right up, when it was us colonists, 1600s, right up, until late 1800s. Anyway, the Battle of the Big Hole, a small band of Nez Perce, which is French. I think you guys say it Nez Perce, which actually means Pierce Nose, which was what the French gave this group of Indians their name. They clash with the United States Army. And then whizzing forward a bit to World War I, 1914, HMS Birmingham sank a German submarine, the first to be sunk by the Royal Navy. How about a battleship game, Herman?
Is that a Birmingham?
No, Birmingham. Birmingham.
Birmingham.
Not Birmingham. It's not two syllables. Two separate.
Birmingham.
Birmingham. Yeah, we run it together, you see. Birmingham.
Hang
We've had this conversation.
teased them
They
about
try and
it.
wind me up, Herman. They're terrible, the pair of them. 1942, World War II, the Battle of Savo Island. Allied naval forces protecting their amphibious forces during the initial stages of the Battle of Guadalcanal are surprised and defeated by an Imperial Japanese cruiser force. Not sure, I can't remember if there's actually a battle. No, it's a naval thing. I mean, Savo Island is on Tokyo Express, is on the Tokyo Express map. It's right in the middle, isn't it? So, yeah, one of my favorites. 1942, again, the P-38 Lightning fighter scores its first aerial victories when two P-38s of the 343rd Fighter Group, flown by U.S. Army Air Forces, I'll say it the way you say it, Lieutenants K. Ambrose and S.A. Long, shoot down two Japanese Kawanishi H-6 K-4 flying boats near the Aleutian Islands. And then 1944, again, World War II, the continuation war. This is the Finnish-Soviet war. Vyborg Petrozavodsk offensive, the largest offensive launched by Soviet Union against Finland during the Second World War, ends to a strategic stalemate. Both Finnish and Soviet troops at the Finnish front dig to defensive positions, and the front remains stable until the end of the war. And then at the end of the war, 1945, Nagasaki is devastated when an atomic bomb called the Fat Man is dropped by the United States B-29 Bockscar. I won't tell you what, but lots of devastation there. And lastly, 1952, Lieutenant Peter Carmichael of 802 Squadron Fleet Air Arm aboard HMS Ocean claims the Fleet Air Arm's first MiG-15 kill from a Hawker Sea Fury, which was a prop plane, and knocked down a MiG-15 in the Korean War, I assume that is, in 52. Yeah. There we go. That's it. Good stuff.
Yeah, the Korean War is fascinating in that sense because when it started, the North Koreans had T-34-85s. Then as the war progresses, all of a sudden you got jet fighters fighting prop planes. It's just amazing.
I know. It's crazy. And he shot one down. Boxcar. What did I say? So Boxcar. I'll do a British thing. We slam it together. You know.
Worcester.
Worcestershire. Yeah.
Well, a lot of people forget in World War II, you had prop planes fighting jet planes.
Yeah. I know it's not very politically correct to. Yeah, that's true. Not very politically correct to mention it. But one of my favourite Liddy games is the IAF because you've got prop planes in it, you've got jet planes in it, you've got the mix. It's that time, 40s, 50s, where things were sort of, you know. Yeah, it was a very, very successful plane. Didn't see any action during World War II. It was developed during the end of the Second World War, I believe, Thomas, but very successful. Eons. What have I done there? Sorry. Well, there'll be lots of counters in in your theoretical Napoleonic game, I think, is what E4 is asking.
Oh, in the Leipzig game?
Yes. I assume.
No, actually. So one of the main design goals for me was to inject enough Napoleonic flavor without making the game La Bataille or anything else like that. So the idea is to make it a playable blind swords game, but still have all the flavor in there without adding, 80 pages of rules or going down a scale. So the units are divisions for the most part. There's a couple of brigades. And I've tried to build all the flavor, the Napoleonic stuff that everybody wants in there, built into the event cards, the activation cards, and I've expanded the tables. Right. The tables themselves have things that happen that are very Napoleonic. Units form squares, they deploy and they concentrate and all that, but it's not a lot of markers. I hate markers. I've mentioned that many times. And it's not an overwhelming number of pieces. There's two very nice maps, but not AMFS sized or rock sized.
I think that's said with love, Jess.
It is.
Yeah,
it is.
I'm sure it is. I'm sure it is.
But
so
yeah,
do you want him to do the book thing?
Yeah, have you got something or not? No, it's fine if you have.
Yeah, I got something. Of course I got something.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
Go on, Herm.
Oh, you want me to go?
Yeah,
All right, it's not really a Nate thing. Nate is very, very sophisticated and educational with his presentation.
He makes us look really common.
But I was thinking, like, if I take Nate's spot, what have I read? Right? You know, I mean, I do research for games and things like that. But I've been trying to look for like I mentioned before, a period, a war that I could do a game on that hasn't really been covered a lot. And even if I find that, there'll be a game on it, but can I bring it down to a level that hasn't been done before? So, you know, my sweet spot is mid 19th century to early 20th. So basically Crimean War to early World War I. I just love that period of time. And sure enough, this is really interesting too, because I don't know if people know the Paraguayan War, or the War of the Triple Alliance. 1864. What was happening in 1864? Oh, nothing. The end of the American Civil War. And through 1870, which is the Franco-Prussian War. So while all this stuff's going on in Europe and all this stuff's going on in America, there is one of the largest, bloodiest wars in South America occurring.
And I don't know anything about that.
Well, and that's what fascinated me about it. So actually, that's not the book I've read yet. By the way, I suggest anybody who's going to, you know, start a new period, they know nothing about. I know Osprey gets a lot of crap, you know, about
they're
their
okay, aren't they?
These books are the best to start learning about a period. It is a, you know, one-stop shop.
It's not
maps,
using the word idiot guide.
Everything.
Yeah,
how thick is that? Because Nate's books are like 5 inches thick. So
they're like this thick.
Yeah. So then I found this other one called Wargaming.
Oh,
Paraguayan War. Look at that. So I read this thing, and it's fascinating. So just to give you a brief history of what this war is after Spain and Portugal leave South America, all the, you know, the countries left behind are, you know, they gain their independence, and they start, you know, feeling their oats and going after disputed territory. Bottom line is Paraguay gets involved. They have this a dictator named Lopez, who was called the Napoleon of South America. And he decides he's going to intervene in Uruguay's politics. He invades Argentina along the way and attacks Brazil as well. Needless to say, that all goes to shit. And then Brazil, Argentina, and Uruguay form the Triple Alliance. So they're the allies, and they invade Paraguay. And this war's got, so you can see the time period. Yeah, the Chaco War, I think, is in the 30s, I think, right? They invade Paraguay, and I mean, this war, so the uniforms are very much like Civil War and Franco-Prussian War mixed together. They have ironclad ships in the rivers. So there's the largest naval battle ever occurred in South America occurred during this war. The largest battle occurred during the war. Yes. Called Tuyuti. The Paraguayans were crazy, suicidal soldiers, brave as all hell. They would not surrender. So at this one battle at Tuyuti, they had 24,000 soldiers, and 13,000 of them were casualties.
Ooh.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, as you were saying, this is set in that part of the country,
right?
1811, 1841. So it might be a bit of crossover,
right?
But yeah.
So eventually, this war goes on and on and on. I won't go through all the details because I don't know all the details yet. I know in one of the battles, it's really interesting. They called Tuyuti the Waterloo of South America because there were cavalry charges against squares. the whole thing. The Allied commander, actually, the artillery commander, built a moat in front of the artillery, and the Paraguayans didn't see it, and they marched up to it, and they were wiped out in front of the moat. Yes, so that's one of the games. One of the other games is there's an old S&T, of course, because S&T covers everything.
Of course,
has a game on it. The fascinating thing, the thing that shocked me, and it's been alluded to, is that by the end of the war, 90% of the male population of Paraguay was killed.
Yeah, I think that's been mentioned in there. Yeah. I mean,
60% of the total population. So there were only 20,000 adult males left in all of Paraguay at the end of the war.
And I think E4 airmen, that the birth rate dropped for the next 100 years because there weren't so many men about. Is that something else, or?
I think he might be talking about Chaco. I'm not sure, but Paraguay really. And I mean, and that country's been basically decimated ever since. And actually, Stuka, I watched your playthrough of the NEC game. But still, the level of despair and destruction and the size of the battles was just fascinating to me. And this was all occurring at the same time as the Civil War and the European wars. Mm-hmm. So bottom line, what I'd like to do is do a game on the Battle of Tuyuti, but again, the problem is, when you do people always scream for obscure topics, and then when you do an obscure topic, nobody buys the game.
Nobody is like, I don't know anything about it.
With some exceptions.
Yeah.
So that's always, you can do any game on Gettysburg or Stalingrad or Normandy is going to sell, right? Or the Bulge.
But do we need? Oh dear, oh dear.
So I'm just going to do one on Tuyuti, and I think the counters are going to look fantastic. It could be, might hit that sweet spot. The story of this war is just so moving. That all this went on. I mean, Paraguay still has not recovered from the war, and oddly enough, the dictator Lopez was finally killed at the very last stand. His guys were wiped out, and he was killed. And he goes, his famous line is, "I died with my homeland," and that was it. And he's still considered a hero in Paraguay, despite all that.
Crazy, isn't it? It's crazy.
Yeah, despite the fact that he basically brought down the destruction of the country. Yeah. So anyway, so I would like to do so. Obviously, as
I think you've piqued a few people's interest in the old chat there.
Well, I mean, there have been games done on the War of the Triple Alliance on a strategic level. I like. So like I did with At Any Cost, I tried to find a campaign within the Franco-Prussian War that you could study as a game, right?
So it's like a grand tactical game sort of thing?
You shrink it down. So I found a period of time there where that could happen, where I could do that and make an interesting game out of it. But whether it happens or not, I don't know. But again, I'm just trying to find things that have not been covered that much.
What was the purpose of them trying to wipe out Paraguay? I didn't catch that.
Well, Lopez was a dictator, and he had already attacked Brazil, Argentina, and Uruguay. So he was he wouldn't surrender.
He was the instigator. And so
he was in the middle of all these countries, right?
Did he feel threatened by them, or was he just a little Austrian painter type person?
Well, it all started because he wanted to get to Uruguay and influence their election, but he had to go through Brazil, through Argentina to get there.
So he had to go through everybody else to get
there. What the heck? We'll go through Argentina.
Let's do them all. Yeah, let's do them all.
Anyway, not quite a Nate spot, but just a good topic.
No, great.
And by the way, I have all 3 games on Chaco also in my drawer over there, which I haven't tackled yet, but I think there's a total of 3 games on the Chaco War.
Wow.
Brilliant.
Who would have known? Who would have thought?
Well, I think it's kind of an overlooked period of history, I guess, because of everything else that's going on.
It's like you were doing the sort of small, not so very well known American Civil War battles in your little boxes.
Exactly right. That's exact. Like I could do a blind swords game on Tuyuti.
Yeah,
it's the right scale.
There must be hundreds of smaller battles that nobody really knows anything about that would fit on a tabletop, and
Right, and so you have to start looking in places like South America for these stories, or Africa, or maybe somewhere in the Far East or something like that. But But I just thought I'd mention it because when I read that the wargaming book, I was like, holy crap. I can't believe all this happened. Like, I'm just sitting here thinking, I'm just going to make the Paraguayans have a cohesion rating of 5, and they're just going to they're going to go nuts.
They're just going to pile their way through like hot through butter. Is that anything you've come across? Because it would be too. I think what Dragon's saying is you're too one-sided because of the massive technology difference. And then we'll get on to you, Jester. I haven't forgotten, mate.
Let me think about that a little bit.
All right. Okay. While you think about that, then Jester has a hidden gem. I understand.
I have a hidden gem.
Oh, sorry. I should have waited.
We talked about fantasy
and
how much I love fantasy. So it's a fantasy game.
Fine. We all love our fantasy.
And I think this is another one of these hidden gems. We don't really talk about this game much, but I think it's pretty cool. It is. I'm sharing the screen with you there, Ruff.
Where are we? Where do I see that? Somewhere. Oh, well, here we are. Hold on. Sorry, it's all different. Here we go.
There it is.
Oh, I played this game.
I think we've talked about this, Herman, me and you. We've talked about this a few times, but unfortunately, Ruff, you probably never heard of this because it is a block game. I'm not choosing it because it's a block game.
I don't mind block games if they've got the same thing on both sides.
This isn't. This is a one-sided.
Right.
Hidden movement.
The reason is they're not solo friendly. That's all.
Right.
That's the biggest. What I was going to say, the biggest downfall for this. It makes it not quite as popular as other games. It's 2 to 7 though, so you can actually run 7 different factions at the same time.
So a great convention.
And I think the time I played it, we had 6 people playing.
Yeah, it's there's I think there's like 10 maybe different factions.
Well, see, those pictures right there tell you why I don't like block games. Because the pictures are upside down or sideways.
Sideways.
It ruins it for me.
I think people that play block games are a bit higgledy-piggledy, so...
But they do have, each of the different factions has their own special abilities. I love games with special abilities now.
Yep.
So you're playing with different units, different special abilities, and each faction plays a little bit differently. There's tougher factions, there's quicker factions, there's factions that can fly or have flying units, and so it makes a lot of tactical decisions, but on a strategic level, because it's let's see if I can show you a map. Like there's the map. Like you're on like a big map.
How old's this game?
Well, it's you stick them together. That's what I really like about this game, is the way the map system works.
Oh, the map boards are very small, and you just put them all. You can kind of build your own map. Yeah,
but that was a really cool part, was building the world with those maps. That was a lot of fun.
A randomness, you can just randomize. Okay, I'm gonna just I want to play with this map,
and even the terrain on each of those cards is varied.
Get my way out of the way.
Yeah,
I can't do it.
Yep. So there's different terrain pieces. So it does have the different war game element with the different terrain pieces on it. It's got the different activations when you fight. Monsters are labeled with A, B, C, and D. The faster monsters go first, and then down the chain. And so you always have to try to think, well, do I put my slow units out there to try and find out where his fast units are? There's a lot of other strategy going on, which makes it a kind of an interesting game. But you're right, Herman. It does drive me absolutely crazy that when you turn the block, it's like, what is that?
When that gold chest turns upside down, I just want to catch everything.
Yeah, you think it's all gone over the floor.
But I think it's a neat game with kind of an interesting design, and there's not a lot of games like this, and so I think it might be a nice little hidden gem out there.
It looks cool. Yeah,
it does look cool. That's the other thing.
The maps look good.
It does.
Yeah,
and the artwork on the pieces themselves is pretty good. Like Jester said, they're varied enough that you really feel like you're part of that faction, and it has its own identity. Yep.
And so you can play a small, very small scenario. You can play a huge massive scenarios. All the scenarios are just, I think they're kind of like user created. I don't even think like there are like scenario 1 is this versus this on this map. I don't think there's any of that. I think you basically create your battles as you see fit.
I'm going to bet somebody's come up with a solo mod on this where you take one of the armies and set them up randomly and they're just static or something.
Yeah, that could,
and you just have to go and attack them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, there's ladies playing it.
I saw that. Look at that. Yeah, that's crazy. Each of the factions is color coded, which is kind of cool, So, yeah, I think it's it's just a nice little interesting fantasy game. I
think that's a good pick. That's a good pick, and you can go down the rabbit hole in that game very quickly because they sell not only the factions, but then there's multiple sets from the same faction.
Yes, expansion, just like a mercenaries expansion.
You can just keep going.
You're muted, Ruff.
Because my son's just come in from work. He's not going to be happy. Yeah, that box of blocks, that looks like it's, as you say, a rabbit hole. There's lots of stuff in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, I think little hidden gem. You can still find the game. It's been out of print for a long time, but a lot of people selling it, and I just ended up buying some.
Who else would know about it as well? Year. Look, he's got every game that's been invented.
Of course he does. Yep.
There you go.
Yeah. I'm saying that it's a hobby in itself. You could just play that game in all its variations. And
is it the fantasy version of ACL?
Well, no, because it's not anywhere. It's not.
No, I don't mean complexity-wise. I mean rabbit holey.
Oh yeah.
There's not that much. I mean, there's a few things, but
it is finite. Like there's only so many things you can get for it.
Right. Okay. Whereas
because the game wasn't super popular, they didn't come out with like 1,000 expansions. No.
Okay.
Yeah. But you can get caught buying all the stuff very quickly.
You can.
You could just keep going.
I think,
I'm happy. Oh, by the way, you mentioned Nemesis. Have you got any Nemesis, Herman? The game?
I don't own any, but I've played the game a number of times.
And you like it?
I generally like it. It's
a bit Marmite.
Kind of goes off the rails a little bit and gets a little annoying.
Yeah, I know. I love it. I've got everything. I've got the new one too. I mean,
so this is interesting. I was thinking about getting its Retaliation, right?
It's based loosely on the one where they go. Based loosely on Aliens, where they land and go and hunt out the aliens.
They go to a base.
Yeah.
Like a moon base or something? Okay.
Yeah, and you have to hunt them out.
Yes, I've toyed with getting into the later part of the series rather than back, because I played the original game.
It's just good that if you play the original game, then that leads you on to the second game with a little bit more different mechanics, which leads you on to the third one.
I know Mike.
Mike's
Mike Butterdelly's huge Nemesis fan, loves the game. So I mean, if you wanted to get in and play with somebody, I'm sure Mike would love to have you.
I think if you play with the right group of people, it shines.
The only thing that people have said about it: once you're dead, you're dead. There's no respawn.
Isn't there a restart in Retaliation? Isn't it like a ghost thing or something?
There may be, but in the other two, that's one of the big things. You may be playing against. You've got 3 people playing. One dies. That's it. They go and make the coffee. They go and put the kettle on.
And modern games don't like people dying anymore.
Oh, but people have to. I love it. Yeah. See, nerdy. Now, Burning Banners.
Dragon X has got to leave, so see you later, Dragon X. Thanks for coming by.
See you.
Yes, because he's, I think, in Cyprus. He's an hour or two ahead of us. So
thank you for stopping by.
Yeah, thank you.
Dragon X is a really nice guy, and I think was he the one that I banned on my channel?
Everybody
by accident.
So Burning Banners are only avoided because it doesn't have a solo mode. So
and also it just for some reason didn't appeal to me.
Yeah.
Weirdly, I love me fantasy like Jester. I love me sci-fi. I love me non-war games. But it just didn't appeal to me. I know it's a war game with orcs or whatever, dwarfs, but it just didn't appeal to me.
Was it too fiddly for a fantasy game? Because I think that's important
I think it was more, if I'm going to play that, I'll just play a war game. It was a war game with mountains and orcs, rather than, in my opinion.
Is it a case of the artwork was? I mean, I know the artwork's fantastic.
No,
but
the artwork. No, it looks great. It's
does
like
that
it's
not
a war game.
translate into gameplay? Maybe
I don't know.
Yeah.
You've got spells.
Well, it's also a very expensive game as
Yes,
well,
well,
wasn't it?
well,
So I think
that's
it was-
true. Yeah, that's
Well,
I
I've
think
just
it's,
bought- I've
north
just
of
bought
150, wasn't it?
Yeah, I've just bought Combat 3, so don't talk to me about expensive games. But yeah, it just didn't appeal to me.
What did that run, Ruff? Is that still
Over here,
99?
133 quid, which is
Oh,
about
okay. So
150
they upped the
maybe.
price a little bit. Okay.
Yeah.
yeah, they're all
But
getting
there's
up
so
there.
much
man.
in there. It's give it a go, or borrow a copy, Herman, and give it a go. That AI knows exactly what you're doing.
I will try it one day.
Yeah.
They all kind of physically look like ASL when I first look at them because they all draw the buildings the same way.
They do. I know, because it's
Why do they do that?
I don't know, but because it's called Combat ! It is a homage to Ambush !
Okay.
But the difference between the two is Combat is replayable because of the cards, because of the AI doing what you don't.
And Ambush was my hidden gem last week.
Yeah. So, but that's the good thing about it. It may be there's a ton of stuff in it.
119 for Burning Banners. Okay, I knew it was quite a chunk. I mean, that's a pretty big commitment to get into a game you're not sure you're going to.
There you go.
Oh, okay.
Bear
It's
that
not
in
a golf
mind.
day for me, so I'll be awake.
Yeah, that's right. You got the postage, of course. Yes. So I can't
I've
wait.
been meaning to try Combat just because Ruff's been going on about it for years now, and I haven't played it. I think it'd be interesting to try it out sometime.
What is the fiddly factor or the crunch factor? I mean, is it going to annoy me when I sit down and try to, it's going to take me, 2 hours to do the first turn?
No.
Yes.
No, because you know what you've got. You've got your alpha group, or what I can't remember what they're called, Bravo and Charlie, and you move them. Yeah, and every time you move, you've got to see if you're being seen and all that, and if they fire on you. If you fire on somebody, an enemy, they may well be a dummy as well. There's dummies in it as well. I've got to play through a couple of turns of a couple of videos on it until the cat destroyed it. That's why I had to stop it.
It's those damn cats. You gotta get it
damn cats. I've got him trained a bit better now. I just go, no. And he goes, but yeah, there's to give you an idea about it, if you like. But bear in mind, it's me playing the video and explaining as I go. So if you take all the waffle out, you can see once you get into it, my opinion, it's one of the best solo games.
Okay.
But that's me. You might go, it's like solo.
It is a slower paced game. Right, Ruff?
You're drawing cards and looking up on tables a little bit, but it's very random.
It's not like I move and then you got to figure out what the reaction is. You have to draw cards. You have to look up tables and stuff. It's not like instantaneously. You know what's going on.
No. That's what worries me.
Well, then have a look at me videos. See what you're thinking. To go,
I'm going to watch your videos.
Yeah, definitely. Just go. Oh no. And that's what they're there for, because people go, no, it's not for me. Save me $150, Ruff. Thank you. But
I come from a different frame of mind. Like, I don't want to have. Well, maybe it's because I'm getting older, but I don't want to have to work that hard to play my games. Especially like if I'm typing all day, designing, and I just want to turn around and just play something fun and fast.
I get it. But yeah, I'm quite happy to sit there with a beer or a cup of tea or something and just plod through it, and enjoy the experience. I'm quite okay with that. I've got to look up now. He's in a hedgerow. Let's have a look now. Can he see that? It's a bit like that, so it probably isn't for you if you want something wham bam, thank you, ma'am, sort of thing.
Right.
Which I like those as well.
I will check out your videos. That's why you make those videos.
I mean,
to educate people like me.
In the Shadows is a sort of wham bam, because once you know it, it's bang, 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 bang. You're working through it very quickly. The only thing you've got to think about is what you're doing with your peeps. Where you're going to move and what you're going to do with them. but it plays very
There's
quickly.
been a cavalcade of French resistance games, hasn't there?
I know.
What's going on?
I know. I could say something really nasty about them. Anyway, no, stop it. No, anyway. Yeah, the bloody cat. Yeah, I had to stop it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the problem. That's why I don't have any animals at all.
I have
None.
no problem with that, Mike. No problem. I don't know why people think that's funny.
Herman, what do you think? How's Rocky Top going to do this year? Are they going to be good again?
I think they had a preseason coaches poll and they earned like 18, which doesn't sit well here.
Wow, 18.
Yeah. Well,
really?
I think now listen to me. This is a guy from New York who doesn't know crap about college football. All of a sudden now it's my life.
Yeah, what is it about college football and not the NFL? So we don't get college football over here. We might get a bit of NFL.
No, I'm like a huge baseball fan, but I don't watch the major leagues that much. I watch minor league ball and I watch Tennessee play and Little League. I'd rather watch a Little League game.
Why is it? It can't be that exciting because they're not good enough to play major league. I'm not being funny. I'm just wondering why. And it's not just you; it's him and it's Tony as well.
It's the tradition. It's the history. It's the these young kids learning to grow. And the other thing is every year you're getting new guys in that are starting, and so it's not like the same old thing.
Well, they move up if they're any good, don't they? To the next.
Yeah, right. That's part of minor league is you're watching guys that might make it to the majors. So when they get there, you go, oh. Right. So even for Tennessee, we had I think 5 guys drafted into MLB this year. So you're waiting, and when they show up on your television screen, it's very exciting. But I watch them every game when. So
you've got in the minor league. I know we've gone off the war games. Don't turn off. It's just something to talk about. You've got your own. See, with the major leagues, you've got your big. It's the main areas like Baltimore and New York and all that. Whereas if you go to the minor leagues, it's down the road from you. It's your local league. It's the.
So they just built a new stadium in Knoxville, in downtown Knoxville, where the Knoxville Smokies play.
Right,
and they're the Double A.
And what is the major league? What is the major league team of your area?
Well, that's part of the controversy. So no, it's not controversy, but
oh dear.
We're exactly between Atlanta, the Atlanta Braves, and the Cincinnati Reds.
Right. Yeah.
So Tennessee wants. I mean, obviously Nashville deserves a team.
Yeah. There's a big section right in the middle of the U.S. that doesn't have anything.
Right. So I would start watching the MLB again if they had a Nashville team. Definitely.
So it's a bit like for us over here, Sunday league football, soccer. Where they're local teams. They're not Premier League, but they play for the love of it and they're passionate about it and they play they've got their own league. I never
actually realized how deep it goes until I watched the Wrexham show.
Yeah.
And when you watch the Wrexham show, they explain how Wrexham's trying to get into all these different levels, right, and be promoted, and then how far they got to get through all those levels.
Again, that's all to do with schmoolers, because the higher you get, the more money you get, and the more attendance you get. If you're up there, people will come and watch you. Yeah. Whereas if you're down in the 4th division, well, I don't know what it's called now. I don't follow football, but it used to be like 4th division was like my local team, Southend, was in 4th division, and that's like the doldrums. They're trying desperately. But unless you've got the money to buy the good players, then unless you do, what's his name? The Nottingham manager used to go and just buy people. What's his name? They'll tell me. Yeah, Hackney Marshes and all that sort of thing.
Yeah, how is that game?
It's supposed to be really, really good. I have not played it, but it's supposed to be really, really good.
So it's a correctly termed football game, yes?
Yeah. It's a. You're managing.
It's a managerial game. There should be lots of them.
You've got to build your stadium, and when you go to build it, you got to decide what parts. You have resources, and you have to decide what you're spending those resources on. Am I going to make more stands so I can get more fans, or am I going to hire a new director? So things like that, right?
Yeah, it's that
So
sort of
those
low
are
level
really, really good.
passion.
But I got all the expansions for it too.
It's interesting. Besides French resistance games, there's been this explosion of soccer games.
Yeah.
Or football games.
Thank you. There's only 2 places in the world that call it soccer.
I know.
Australia.
I know.
So,
Australia, is it Australia? Does it?
I think it's Australia. Yeah.
Yeah. But I notice on my Facebook feed, I'm getting all these ads for these.
But there used to be a load of them on video game on your computer. Football manager games.
Right. Yeah. My son played FIFA all the time.
Yeah. But it was also there was no football. There was no running about the field. It was just managing, and they generate the scores and all that sort of thing.
I mean, I know it's huge. I grew up, so I'm first generation
Brian
German.
Clough, yes.
My father.
Did you ever play that baseball game that we bought at Buckeye Game Fest that one year, where you're managing the baseball season?
I did. I ended up not liking it that much, so I sold it. Yeah, what was that thing called?
It is.
It didn't solo well. That was the problem.
Yeah, that's the problem. I think it's a great game. It's just you want to play against somebody because you have to make decisions, and you're not really making decisions against anyone playing the solo.
Right.
Yeah.
What game was that? I missed that. Looking at the chat. What
was
that?
I forget the name of it.
Like fantasy baseball.
Mr. B Games, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Mr. B Games did it. But I was saying
before. What about your baseball game, Herman?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I was working on that with Ken Kuhn, and then he left GMT.
Oh, did he? Oh, right. Yeah. Has he gone somewhere else, or?
It kind of. No, he went into the private sector.
Well, more money. Yes, okay, fair enough.
Real world,
Yeah, real money. Yeah.
So that's kind of stagnant. The thing that's holding me back is I'm not sure that there's no companies that I deal with that really want to do a baseball game that I'm aware of. Sports games are very risky.
Yes.
Avalon Hill did do it. I mean, Status Pro Baseball, we used to run leagues with that for baseball and football.
I picked up that.
Yes, that's supposed to be very good.
Yeah, it's in one of the. I mentioned it before. I've got the.
I think I watched. Did you do a playthrough on it? Somebody did.
No, I haven't done a playthrough yet. You got the Okinawa one as well,
right?
And they've done it. You must have got a busload of these VHS things. Great idea.
Oh, of course. Of course.
But yeah, they're all solo games. Some of them are a little bit like, but yeah. So I'm looking forward to playing.
And that's the whole problem. Is I'm not sure what company is going to take a chance on a sports game at this point. GMT might. Hexy and I talked. Like Hexy wants me to do a golf game because now I play.
Yeah, I know he's bonkers. He bonkers for golf.
Well, it does get into your bloodstream, rough. I got to tell you, I played.
It's one of those things. People say, "Oh, come on, we'll have a game of golf," and I go, "No." It's a bit like wargaming. You're going to do it, and you're going to enjoy it, and then you end up spending hundreds of pounds on equipment and joining clubs and things.
But see, my decision was that now that I'm in retirement, so my entire job for 40-something years was as an accountant sitting behind a desk. My hobby was sitting at a table playing a board game, or sitting at a computer playing a PC game, right? Everything was involved sitting. So I needed to find something to do that would get me out of the house and active. And I
get moaned at as well by, get up and move around because I'm sitting in front of this thing if I'm editing or doing stuff, or I do stand up when I.
The other good thing about it is it challenges your brain because you want to improve at the game now. So now you're out there and you're constantly trying to do better, right? So it's a challenge every time I go out. So I try to go 3-4 times a week if I can.
Good, great. I know Hexy would be out there every day. I don't know how he'd find time.
Yeah, Hexy is.
Hold on. Let me just put this up. Hold on. It's.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. So
I've actually
Mike's doing it. All right.
Got a sneak peek of it.
I remember when Ken and I were working on the baseball game. He said he heard about a possible. There it is, Lords of Baseball. Yes. Mike. He said he heard the possibility of a baseball game coming along. I didn't realize you were working on it, and I'm sure it's going to be fantastic.
Yeah, I've got a Mike gave me a special preview of the game they're working on, and it's really interesting design what they're doing, and so I'm looking forward
Is it
to
a macro look at the game, or like is it a running a team thing?
No, it's actually playing with the players and deciding
Okay,
what
so like
they're going to throw and everything.
like a Stratomatic type thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is already out. This isn't Mike's game, is it?
No, this is already out.
Already out, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the production quality is through the roof. They're dual layered boards.
Yep.
So this is like a management
qualities. It is.
I think part of the problem in this too is the baseball playing side of it was a little weak, if I remember correctly. Like the actual.
It's been a while since I played it, but
the actual playing of the games didn't.
It's like you're doing all these management things, and that doesn't really make any difference because it's like random who wins.
Yes, you're rolling. If you remember, you're rolling dice, and then you won 10 out of 15 games against this team or something like that. Right.
Something like that.
Yeah.
So I wish there was more. Yeah, I mean, Anyways,
interesting. Yeah,
it's different. So if you're looking for something different, if you want to try and manage your teams, I think.
I mean that one I showed you. Don't think it's anything heavy and it's a bit of a fun game, rolling dice. So.
Right.
Yeah, and then, if you got a couple people and you're running, and battling to figure out who's going to win, it's probably a fun game. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah,
and most of the soccer games those football games that are coming out are mostly managerial, also macro managerial type of soccer games. You're not really a couple of them have guys that you're running around on the field, but not in a real tactical sense. It's a very abstract kind of way to do it.
Yeah.
But I mean, I would imagine a World Cup board game. I know there's a few of them out there. I mean, I grew up watching the World Cup. My father was a semi-professional goalie in Germany, and when the World Cup came around, even when I was a little kid, man, he'd have the whole German mafia over with a keg of beer, and it would be days of watching World Cup soccer. So still to this day, I get excited about the World Cup.
Yeah. They do like their kegs of beer, the Germans, and now I love them for it.
He used to have Warsteiner beer flown in from Munich because he knew people in the
Wow.
I don't mind a bit of cricket, a bit of 2020. 3-day cricket is like,
I have to tell you, Ruff, I still to this day will every once in a while put a YouTube video on how do you play cricket, right?
Yeah.
And by about after 5 minutes in, I'm totally lost.
Yeah, I know you've got your silly mid-ons and all that sort of thing.
Oh my God, it's amazing.
I used to like playing cricket. I played for my school team. Also for football, I was a goalie, so I used to be a.
Oh, okay.
Well, that was my position.
Cool.
How
I used to wear white gloves, and as the guy used to run towards me with the ball, I would do this like that, and he'd kick it in my hands 9 times out of 10. And I thought, thank you, and it was. Yeah.
How about racing, Herman? I know you like the racing stuff, right?
I do, and I keep trying to find that one racing game that I really, really like, and I haven't quite found it yet. So
I sent you some red, white, and blue racing, didn't I?
Yes. Yeah. No, I still have that, but the problem with that is that's more of a it takes you for a ride, right? It's totally random as far as what's going on. You're just experiencing the race. I almost bought that little Formula One because it kept popping up. Facebook advertising does work on me because stuff pops up and I'm like,
and it's weird. It's weird that they know what you want. Yeah.
Yes. So there's this little Formula One with the car on the wooden track, and you play cards to move it, and they jump around.
Really?
Yeah, it looked really cool. What the heck is the name?
How about just designing a good one? How about we do that? Let's just get on that because I really, the red, white, and blue racing's okay, and there's a couple that are okay. We need a good racing.
You played Heat, right?
What about that Heat? Yeah, Heat.
Okay, I got Heat. Yeah.
Okay, so Heat's pretty good because you can play that solo and you still feel like
GMT. Is that no? What's the one that the GMT got?
Thunder Valley.
Thunder Alley, yes.
Thunder Alley, and they
And
also have
Grand
Grand
Prix.
Prix as well. And I like those games, but they do take a little while to play them. And it's
Well,
it's
we-
one of
Play
the
Formula
problems
D a
where
lot.
I tell you what, we've gone off the war game thing.
Oh, sorry. Yes.
No, it's fine. We've still got the peeps. They're interested. Have you got any questions? We've got about 20 minutes or quarter of an hour left. Any questions for the Maestro?
Oh my God, it is late, isn't it?
I know it's gone round quick. Yeah, stop it. We don't want this.
Tell
Just,
Nancy, thank you for sharing you tonight for us, and
thank you for having me.
that.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
I can tell you real quick what I'm working on. So
Yeah, please do.
Jester alluded to it before. So there's a new edition of Dawn of the Zeds coming out called the Designer's Edition.
Now, is
Blue
that back to
Panther's
the
gonna,
second edition? Is that is that back to the second edition sort of thing?
It's basically edition 1.5. I'm bringing the game back so you can play it in one evening with non-gamers. It doesn't have 5 rule books anymore. I've redesigned the combat system so it uses custom dice, and it's just a lot more fun than the table. It's really coming along well. Blue Panther's going to do it. I wanted to use Blue Panther because they're a U.S. printer and they do good quality work, and I thought that's a good, that's something good project for them.
Thomas Van Hare, from Historic Wings. My son's just turned up from a day of work. He's not best pleased. It's his college job, and he's not best pleased. Oh, he's ordered a pizza as well. That's Pizza Man. Good grief.
Nice.
Well, not for us, just for him.
Okay. Well.
But yeah, Thomas Historic Wings uses Blue Panther for his boxed version of the game.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they do a great job, and Steve's great to work with. So Dawn of the Zeds is going to be probably the biggest thing I'm working on. The Leipzig game I've been working on a lot.
Is that the Schneider Trophy? I wonder.
Oh, that's a cool idea.
I wonder if it's the Schneider Trophy with the Supermarine.
They still do the air racing, don't they? Or yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Sounds good.
Oh, and I got the solo Verdun game coming out with GMT. That'll be on the P500 September, October.
Is that solo?
It's solo. You play as the Germans. You have until the beginning of the Battle of the Somme to take Verdun. It uses a new dice activation system. Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
It uses a new dice activation system that I designed with, and it's kind of really cool.
Yeah,
Take my money. Afraid. Who's publishing this?
GMT. Oh, which one?
The Dawn of the Zeds.
Blue Panther.
Blue Panther.
I'm sorry. I've got to have it. Sorry. I've got to have it. Bloody hell.
You also have expansion for Plum Island Horror coming.
Yes, that'll be delivered very shortly, and I demoed it a bit.
And who's in it? Who's in it?
Yes.
It's not the Schneider. Okay.
Yeah, the Schneider thing was where they went round and they timed it. Supermarine with their.
Yeah, you guys are in it.
We've made it, Ruff.
I saw it. I saw the thing. Yeah, I saw the thing. Yeah. Hold on, look at that round. That's it. There we go.
We have the Ruff.
Blue Tweezer Skeeters.
Yeah. Got the Blue
Mike Butterjelly's in it.
Blue Tweezers, Mike, us.
Zilla Blitz is in it.
Nate didn't make the cut because he's
no.
Yeah, Zilla Blitz is in it. He's Zilla's Villas.
Zilla's Villas. Cool.
Yeah, there's a few people.
When is this? When are they releasing that one? Like September.
It's at the printer, so it should be here either at the end of the month or early September, I think. I have to tell you, I finally saw the final rule book when I was at Origins demoing it, and oh my god, the rule book is so good. The whole team, they added little funny, they kept with the theme, so there's a lot of funny quotes in there. There's scenario. There's 5 scenarios, short scenarios. There's more stuff. There's the alarming mode. There's hard cards to put in there. There's a whole new thing called alpha horrors, which are caps on the on the horror stacks. that give them a special ability. So you could have a stack of 10 horrors, and there might be an alba twitch on top, and all of a sudden now all those horrors are actually going to throw stuff at you.
Oh my God!
So
that's
yeah,
fun.
Take no notice
so
of
much new
Nordic.
stuff.
Take no notice of him. He's been filthy.
Nordic.
I've got a question. I've got a question about the expansion.
Yeah.
Because some expansions, does the game, does it improve the game if you have the expansion at the expense of the core game? Do you know what I'm trying to say? Do you know what I'm trying to say?
I know what you're saying. Is it a must-have? You mean that kind
Does
of
it
thing?
make the game much better to play if you have the expansion?
So some people were happy with the base game the way it was. They thought it was hard enough. We got enough feedback that said, "Oh, it's too easy to do this." So this expansion cranks up the difficulty level.
So it's right. Okay. If you want a bit of oomph, yeah.
Yeah, and there's also just more, the more stuff that you can add to the base game. So more event cards, more search cards.
And
There's 3 new factions that you can use in the base game. Yeah. There's a circus.
We love more cards, more this, more that. We do love that.
Yeah. There's a
Makes
circus.
it more replayable as well.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's tougher, and then there's shorter scenarios. So if you don't want to spend 3-4 hours playing it or whatever it takes.
Ruff, in the chat, Blue Panther posted. I'm not sure we probably should highlight that so everyone's.
I can't
aware.
see. I'm down the bottom of the chat. So, oh, here we are. That one.
Yep. There we go. So it looks like Historic Wings is going to ship on Monday, and then you're going to be out this fall, which is awesome.
Yeah, I think I did see your message, Thomas. Said sorry, it's been a week. I think my copy's turning up sometime next week. I think so. Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah, I've been playtesting Zeds every week. As a matter of fact, Jester, I will get you in very soon. It's getting to the point where I can.
All right. Yeah, I told you. Just let me know when. We'll put it on the channel. Whatever you want to do, just let me know.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm very, very excited to show it off. And, I get yelled at because I don't play games anymore. So I have to play games.
Yes, indeed. I'll get you there.
Hang
in there, buddy.
FFS, sorry.
You can only do so much, You're
welcome, Thomas.
Yep, absolutely.
So we've got about 10 minutes left. Any more quick questions for?
Yeah, I was going to say, if anyone has any questions or thoughts about any of Herman's games, questions about what things that are coming up, now would be your chance to kind of pick his brain, or if you have any suggestions for him.
Well, I think that might be a question for Blue Panther.
Yes.
Yeah, if you could answer that.
Well, you can't pre-order it yet because it's not
in existence yet.
To the point,
right? We're still getting the artwork done and all that kind of stuff. So
yeah, keep watch out on the Blue Panther webpage is what I suggest.
I'll let everybody know definitely on Facebook.
Of course you will. You won't stop talking about it. I know what you like. So,
I'm very excited about it. About it. I mean, the one thing that I got turned off with the 3rd edition was just the craziness of the way it was designed, and it was just like.
I have to be honest with you. I look back at that 3rd edition now, and just so people know, I actually didn't have anything to do with the 3rd edition. It's just a compilation of the 1st and 2nd, and the director's cut, and then Alan.
See, that's what I wanted to ask you. There was one of the questions I wanted to ask you. When you design a game and you give it to a publishing company, they buy the rights off of you. They buy it off of you. Is that what they do? I'm not talking. I don't want to know monies, but they buy the rights of that game off of you.
Yeah, every company's a little different, but for Dawn of the Zeds, Tabletop Tycoon owned the right to the IP, right? Because Alan Emmerich sold it to them as part of the Victory Point Games deal.
Right. Yeah, right? But generally speaking, if you design a game for like GMT or for whoever, they buy it off of you.
Right. Well, for example, like Blind Swords,
What I'm asking is
we don't have anything in writing that Blind Swords is specifically Revolution. If I decided to take Blind Swords to somebody else, there's nothing.
Because it's a game. The actual mechanics they don't own, but the game they own.
Correct.
What I'm saying
is, I've done variations of Blind Swords.
It's not like music, whenever you play a
Right.
music song, they get royalties. When they
Yeah, but it
reprint,
depends on how the contract's built too, right?
when they
So some
reprint the
companies
game, do you
will
get
say they have the
royalties
right.
again? Do you get
Right.
another bunch? Yeah,
Right.
I hope you do.
But what happened? What's that?
No, if they reprint the game, do you get another load of royalties for it, or
Oh, if they reprint it, yes.
you
Yes.
do? So it's not gone from your life forever. So
There were there's a couple of companies that would just pay you an upfront lump sum for your design, and then that,
Yeah.
if it sold 10,000 copies, too bad. If it sold 50 copies, you did okay, right? But they don't really do that anymore.
I was going to say, some don't. They don't do the percentage.
Most of them just do a percentage of the market price.
Right.
Yeah.
No, it's interesting. I just not. I don't want to know.
Or some do it units. It depends on what their business model is. What the heck was I going to say?
Hold on. It's just a silly question. Not a silly question, but not a game specific. Just a historic thing.
I don't know that I have a favorite general, but I'll tell you the most interesting one to read about was Stonewall Jackson, because he was such a quirky figure.
And I've asked the question before, and people are like, "Oh, I don't think so." If he hadn't got shot by his own men coming through the woods, would it have made a difference? But
yeah, I mean, that's one of the great what ifs of history, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know if I have a favorite one per se. I always admired Hood just for his tenacity. And obviously Thomas, the more I read about what he did at Chickamauga, I have a greater appreciation for him.
Mm-hmm. You mean history could change? How many times have we heard about a general that got shot in the battle?
What if?
Died, and it changed the course of the battle. That happens a lot. Yeah. So.
Thank you, Alan.
Changed many times.
Right. I think you like the Verdun game because it uses. I've told Jester this, at least. I don't know if I mentioned on here, but this dice activation to me is like becoming my favorite mechanic, because it's a combination of randomness and judgment on the player's part, right? So you're rolling this bunch of dice, and then so that's the random part. But how you assign those dice to do certain things is the strategic part, and I kind of like that.
Oh yes,
so the Verdun game uses a little bit of that, where you have to assign dice not only to move the unit, it's one die to move the unit, and another die for how many casualties the unit takes, kind of like in Magnificent Style.
But it's very non-war gamey, that mechanic, isn't it?
Traditionally, it's not.
It's not. Oh, right.
It is now. It is now, because the movement, there's two movement dice. One is your normal movement dice, but if you assign Stuss-Truppen to the unit, you use the black die instead, and that's a different table.
Ah, right.
Mm-hmm.
And for the casualties part, if your artillery is close enough, you use a better die that gives you fewer casualties, because the artillery is suppressing the enemy.
Hold on.
And by the way, to answer the second half of that previous question, the hardest thing I ever had to do was actually in Magnificent Style, because I had to come up with a way to make Pickett's Charge a game. So,
a crazy heroic thing into an entertaining game. You did good there. I must admit.
Thank you. And then I followed you with Crowbars, the same kind of thing.
Yeah,
what
and
the
I
Rangers
love
did at
Crowbar.
Point du Hoc was amazing.
Bonkers. Yeah. It's bonkers. I love it.
I got a question for you, Herman. Of all the games that you've made, have you visited any of the battlefields and found I should have done this differently now that you've actually experienced the battlefield?
No, the only battle I've been to Gettysburg, obviously. When I visited Gettysburg, I appreciated, and I guess it helped me with tattered flags into the whirlpool a little bit, when I stood in the wheat field, how small it was.
Okay.
How tight everything was. And when I realized that 22 brigades passed through this little area in half an afternoon, that just blew me away standing there, and it made me appreciate the drama of what actually happened at that battlefield. I have been to Chickamauga as well, and it is as well kept as Gettysburg is.
Mhm.
It's gorgeous, and
I do envy you guys over there that you keep your battlefields. I know it was a little bit more recent.
well, that's not entirely true. Some of them are threatened.
Car parks.
Yeah, Stones River. Stones River is jammed into a not an industrial area, more of a commercial area, and it was a little disappointing. Antietam, I haven't been in Antietam yet, but I will be there since that's the next Black Swan game.
Yeah.
And I understand that Antietam's very well kept.
I've got to put this down
Battle of
to a vote.
Alamo is the Alamo now is just surrounded by a whole bunch of new buildings.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, because we're a small island, everything gets built on. We've just got to do that. But yeah, how's that any cost doing? And smash that like button, please.
Thank you, Ian. It's still at 275 or so.
Jeez, come on! It's a great game.
Yeah, that's my baby.
I'm rushing through now because I'm running out of time. I think you said it is soloable.
It is solo. You play as the Germans. You have to accomplish a certain victory level before the Battle of the Somme starts in early July. I think I have 22.
Blimey.
I'm not counting, expansions and multiple variations. I mean, all 3 editions of Zeds, but yeah, about 22, I think.
Yeah, so yeah. It's still all there, which is great. If it's still all there, it's good to see.
Yeah, Vicksburg. Somebody asked me about Vicksburg, whether I would do a Blind Swords game on Vicksburg. But that was more of a siege situation. There is a Blind Swords game on the campaign to take Vicksburg already.
Would you be surprised to know that Board Game Geek has you listed at 42 games?
Well,
they're probably
surprise me, but that includes
expansions and stuff.
All the little expansions and stuff, yeah.
Yeah, you just
anyway,
trying to find his way through life. Yeah, not too bad.
But you're doing okay, Herman, and it's been a
pleasure. Thank you.
Pleasure as always to have you on.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank everybody in the chat. I mean,
thank you, chat.
What we're all doing, but we know what we're doing. We're playing Warframe, and I'm doing my stuff on In the Shadows. Thanks as always to the tons of people we get every week that spend.
I know it's amazing how much activity you guys get every week,
and we love you. And let's just say we love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. So once again, Herman, thank you for
send best wishes to Jester on his health.
Yes,
as well.
Look after yourself, you silly sod.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, Herman, we love you. Thank you for everything you've done. We love you.
Thank you.
And everybody, have a great week, and we'll see you next week. I think it's back on your channel, and it might be Nate doing the. Is it Nate doing it, or is it you?
Nate's doing it, but we'll do it on your channel because we did it on my channel last week. Or
okay.
Last time. No, it is my channel. It'll be on my channel. Yeah,
If you want it on my channel, you'll get little faux pas when I try and do the thing. But okay, on your channel with Nate.
Yeah, on my channel. Yeah. It's my subject. Yeah.
Don't disappear, Herman, and thank you. Thank you,
everybody. I appreciate it.
We love you all. See you next week.